Tracies, this is Angie, and I'm coming today to do a quick tutorial. This was kind of just really off the cuff, spur of the moment recording, so please hang in there with me. So I work a lot with plexiglass, and I wanted to do something fairly quick DT project for Tracy, and I wanted to do another, because I had so much fun doing the Creep on June project. I wanted to do another kind of a little project, and that included wanting to put this, like, experiment with my plexiglass and see if I could do it kind of mirror like, and I'll show you how I did that. This is too small. This was just my sample. But maybe we'll go over the book just really quick so I can show you, explain it a little bit better, because that was just kind of step out video. And so I thought maybe I'll just, explain this a little bit more. So what I did is you just get a book, and if, it's not something that, worth a lot of money or whatever book. This is an old vintage book. And so what I did is I just measured out what I want to put in my book, and then I cut it out. And obviously you're going to make the hole a little bit smaller than your opening, a little bit smaller, so your frame or your glass will adhere to the back. So if that makes sense there. Now give yourself some wiggle room to be able to glue your plexiglass down. So like that. This still has the plastic on it, and I won't take that off until I'm done. But basically what I do is I have this cool little mat, and I put it behind here. I'll trace out my window, and then, like I said, I'll make it a little bit smaller so the glass will adhere to the back and have room. And then I'll just cut it out with an X-Acto knife, and I just use either a heavy-duty X-Acto knife or something like this. This is in between a heavy and a light X-Acto knife. And then I'll figure out the depth that I want. So this, will fit in there pretty well. I'm going to stack this up with the mirror in here. And I'm going to recreate this little faux mirror tintype kind of feel. But I just thought I would explain this first, and we'll get into that. And then what I did is I got all the pages that I thought I needed, and then I clamped them together with some cool little clamps here. And I'll clamp, I'll put 3 clamps here, and then I'll take my really cool little drill that I have, this little Dremel drill, and then I'll just drill some holes through there. And then I'll put a brad. So I don't know. I don't glue it in case I need some pages. If you want to glue it down afterwards, you can. I don't know. I had good luck with the other one, so I didn't. And then I'll probably just reinforce the spine as well. And I'll probably leave it open. I probably won't glue this down to this. I'm not sure yet. And then you have the rest of the pages to gesso or do whatever you want with, or make little pockets or glue them and make pockets to slide things through. Or you could just, like I said, gesso the many pages you want. You can do a heavy gesso or a light gesso. It's up to you. But yeah, so that's the book. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I didn't think you needed to waste time watching me put this together. I just wanted to explain that really quick. But the look that I'm going for is, so this is going to be on the back here. And then this is the sample, but I'm going to make the bigger piece to fit in there. And I don't know if I'm going to do it as dark, because I think I might try a lighter coat. So maybe you could see the words, the writing, the script in there better. So this will go on top, and then I'll glue this to this, and then I'll probably put a back cover paper, but it's going to look something like this. So it's kind of going to be like a little specimen book. And then I thought, how cool would that be, maybe as a frame on it. So this is kind of where I'm going, but we're not going to go through all that. I was just going to elaborate, or not even elaborate, but show you something different to do with tintypes that I was experimenting, like I said. So these are the faux tintypes that I did a tutorial on, and Tracy actually did the foil that I thought was really cool too. I mentioned the foil, but I never experimented with it. So if you watch her video too, you can, she did some using foil. This one was the one I showed you how to do the tape. It's silver tape, and you can find it like in the HVAC section of your hardware store. So I just use cardboard, wrap the tape, and then, yes, so you can go see my video if you want to watch that. And this was the pop tin, which I use a lot of that in my work. And then there's the tape, and that's already self-adhesive. But I just showed you different ways, and then this is how I did the rusty tape. I did the same thing on this, if you want to watch the rusty tape video. So that's kind of, you get like a rusty feel. Sorry for the glare, guys. Anyway, so that is where we're going off. We're going a step further. Excuse me, guys. A step further, and I wanted to show you. So I had another product that I've had for years. I used to do old antique windows, and I wanted them to look like there was glass in them. So I've had this product here for I don't know how long. Obviously, it's still going strong, and I'm not sure if they still sell it. I haven't looked for it for a while, and like I said, this still worked, so I'm going with it. Move that out of the way. So this is on paper. So this is the before. This is just a really thick, kind of soft feel cardstock that I get at, where do I get this at? Well, it's either Joann's or Michael's. I think I got this one at Michael's, but it's kind of a really kind of a slick cardstock. Not slick with shiny, just kind of matte but soft. And so you can see the fibers in this. It kind of makes it look, when you spray it, it kind of adapted the fibers a little bit. Anyway, so that's what that looks like. So this was the before, and this was after I tried the experiment. Okay, so anyways, I lost all the footage that I just went through this. Yes, my phone wasn't recording. Anyways, it is what it is. But where I left off, so if this, I think this is where I left off, showing you this was the paper, the cardboard, or the cardstock, and what it looked like. It turned really cool with the experiment on paper. You can kind of see the grain. I don't know if I mentioned that already. If I did, I apologize, because I'm redoing this. So there's that. And then I think I was getting to the plexiglass, which I just kind of painted the back of that. So here's what that looks like. That looks really cool. And here's what it looks like with the darker. This is more like black and white tones. And this is more like the sepia or sepia, however you want to pronounce that. Sorry for the glare, you guys. Try not to glare. Kill your eyes. Anyways, so that's what that looks like. And these are what we're going to make. Here's another one. This was another plexiglass. This is the one I recorded. So it's a bigger piece, so we'll look at that as well. And that looked really cool, even just framed like this and hanging off the edges. Isn't that really neat? Like, I just saw that right now. I don't know, so many possibilities with these, you guys. Sorry, I'm not trying to get the glare here. So many possibilities with these. And here's this one. Looks really cool. Let me try to get this up here without the glare. I'll just leave it dark so you... so yeah, looks really neat. And when I was cutting out these tintype, or these really cool pictures on transparency, you know how it's kind of hard. I mean, it wasn't hard, but it just made it a little bit difficult to cut these out and you can't see the lines. Well, if you put a piece of paper behind it, and then it doesn't matter where the paper is, and it'll just help guide you where that cut line is, and then you can use that guide. Here, we'll just go up here really quick. You can use this guide. Like I said, it doesn't matter where the paper's at. You're just looking to find this line here. Actually, I already cut that one off. We'll go to this one. Like, this one's kind of hard, you know, and so you can just take this really fast. It makes it a lot quicker. I'm not doing a neat job, but you kind of get the idea, guys, and then it's a cleaner cut. And that's for like more of the lighter ones. You know, I was having a hard time, especially the butterflies were a little bit difficult. And so I just threw that behind the white piece of paper. See how light those are? But I just threw it behind the white piece of paper and cut it out that way, which really helped. Okay, so we're going to get back. I guess I'm getting a lot of practice in this, you guys, since this is something that just came about. All right, so what I did, get the samples. We'll start with the plexiglass because that does take some time to dry. Move this stuff out of the way. And if you care about your tabletop or whatever you care about, move it out of the way now because you will get overspray. I do use a mask. I'm not sure if I explained that already or not, but I'm going to do it one more time and we'll do it quick. Is I'm going to use a mask. I do have a big window open right now. I would do this outside, but it's quite windy, and so I'm just going to use a mask. If I sound a little bit muffled, maybe that's better. So I'm not yelling in your face, guys. You'll take plexiglass, comes with some plastic on the front and bottom back, sorry guys, to protect it. And we'll go with this one first. So you're going to take your, this is the cap, and as many times I've opened it. Hopefully you can still find this. I mean, this isn't any more dangerous than using alcohol inks. They're both flammable. Just use with caution, use with ventilation, you know, as of anything. So all I did is I did use 3 coats on my sample. So we're just going to do that. And I just, oh, whoops. Like I said, protect your work surfaces. I don't want my mat fully spray painted. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with this, you guys, and you'll see it pull up. And when I did this on old windows, so that's what I use this technique, was on old windows, we would put vinegar on it. It would kind of like separate to make it look like an old vintage mirror. And but that didn't work on this, so I did try that and it didn't work. But you are going to want to let it evaporate, and when it starts to evaporate, you guys, it'll start creating that mirror effect. So I'm going to do 2 more coats, just how you saw it, but let them dry fully in between because you will get puddling. But that puddling, once it evaporates and dries, it will leave a mirror effect. And whether you want that mirror effect to stop here, that's, you know, your choice. There we go. If you want more words behind it and you just want a little bit of a spray, that looks really cool. You know, here's some papers that I was staining. You can stop there with your mirror effect, or you can see how it's starting to get that mirror, faux mirror look. All right, I will be right back with when this is done and dry, and we'll head on over to the paper. Okay, so that had 3 coats, and that's over there drying. Like I said, let it evaporate. This is how it works on plexiglass. Glass, you know, like glass, it does a little bit different effect. Like I said, I would use the vinegar on it and create those pits, but that didn't really work on this, so we're just going to leave as is. You probably could take a paper towel or some tin foil and blotch into it. That's totally up to you, but we're going to keep it the way I did it, and then we're going to go ahead and remove this while it's drying, and then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with this. But first, before we did that, I'm missing a step here. I stained it with alcohol ink. This is espresso and black. Let's see, which is this? Black, pitch black. And then I watered it down, or not watered it down, used alcohol to thin it down, and then I just took the paper and I smushed it right on top. And it'll bleed through the back, and you'll get some of the tones coming through the back, and that's fine. We're just staining the front. So that's kind of funny. The reds and stuff come out of but over here it's more true to the color. Isn't that cool, you guys? So this is kind of how I got rid of some of the Well, I guess we'll use, well, we can just do that. Didn't mean to get the pitch black, but why don't we try it, you guys? We'll try some pitch black too. I want to thin it down pretty good. Has some of that espresso in it as well. Let's try over here. Yeah, everything's an experimentation, you guys. It's kind of cool. Let's see, get that one out of here. But I think I'm gonna try more of the espresso. Now, like I said, thin it down with your alcohol. And then we'll go for it. We'll see what this one does. That's cool. We'll just flood the whole paper this time. I think I got most of the sample. Okay. Huh. All right. Well, let's see. What do we want to do next? Get our spray paint. So then we're going to add a coat. This does, you guys, you don't need a ton because it's paper, so it's more absorbent. And I only used one coat, one good coat. And hopefully you can see it evaporating. It's kind of cool, right? And it's catching the fibers of the paper, so it's going to give it a different, you know, look. It's not going to be slick like mirror, like this one. It'll be somewhat reflective, but more of a matte reflective. Yeah, see the stain come through? I thought that looked really cool. And I only used one coat of that, excuse me, guys. Okay, so these are dry. We're gonna take this out now, and see how like has like 10 sprays on that. I'm gonna keep this, you guys. Maybe use pieces of that. Who knows? It's cool though. It turned out really neat. Let's see what it looks like with this on it. Oh wow, now look neat. Looks really cool. Like I said, I should have checked to see if they still sold this spray paint. I'm sure they do. It's really cool. I've had this can for at least 4 or 5 years. We had a big move out to the country, so it's kind of was stored away, you know, upstairs in a box, and then I pulled it out a couple years ago and just did little projects with it, but I thought this would be fun and something to share with you guys. Okay, so let me take my mask off. All right, make sure this is still recording. I think I'll stop it here and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're at the part where we're going to antique it or make it look a little old. And look how that dried. That's fully dry. If it's cool to the touch, that means it still has some time to dry, but that's pretty much dry. And then that's the mirror. So like I said, sorry for the reflection, but that's what we're doing today. So it's kind of hard not to have a reflection, right? And these mats are great, by the way. If I ruin them, then they weren't too expensive, but I will use them till they are no longer usable. And I could probably put a skin over here and then rip it up, and I might have all this rusty and stains come up on the tape or the skin. That'd be kind of cool. So I'm just going to take and color the edges. And this is with the black first, and then we'll go in with the brown as well. And you don't have to take off the black back plastic quite yet, but you can. Kind of has some of that espresso mixed in with it, which is cool. And we're gonna do this here as well. And like I said, if you need to thin it out, put it in your alcohol. Dip your brush in your alcohol. With that cute little pot. They're supposed to be for my homemade watercolors that I made using New Mexico soil, which was fun. But they also make fun little pots too. And you're just staining the corners, kind of like what a tintype looks like. And you just can go all day with these, you guys. And the more alcohol you have in it, the quicker it's going to evaporate. And if you want it more concentrated, obviously add more pigment to it, which I'm going to do right now. I hope you guys are excited. It's been so exciting seeing people try these out, you know, like for fun. I've done them before, on other projects. I just never did a tutorial on how I did. So yeah. Like I said, Tracy did the foil, which I mentioned, and I never did try, and I'm glad she did it because now I know it works, so that's awesome. She has an awesome tutorial on how she did hers, and they're freaking awesome. Love them, Tracy. So yeah, I have a lot of things coming up, you guys. So I thought I'd get a DT in there before I get super, super busy. I am currently working on my last 2 New Mexico Ancient Ruins Spanish journals. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get those done before I head back to New Mexico. I was invited again by Gypsy Raven's studio, and her name is Pamela. She has an amazing studio there. And she invited me last year to teach my super texture layered journals, and then she asked if I would be interested in coming back again. And I love her, and she's so amazing, and it was such a great experience. I had never taught before. I thought, of course, I'll come back, and so so I'm preparing for that, you guys, and I'm excited to say it's a full class, and there was a waiting list. So I'm very honored that people love my work enough that want to come and experiment with me. And you know, I'm still learning on how to teach, which it's fun. Like I said, it's a learning curve, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. So that's this August, coming up soon. And I'm really excited. So yeah, so I thought I would get this quick little journal out, and I do have some journals that I have not put up for sale, guys. I don't know if you're interested, but I have some really cool journals. I kind of just haven't had the time to really get them up. I might put them on here for sale, and I might actually put them on my website. I do have a website. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. A little bit more with this. And like I said, it's up to you how much you want to add. And I'm kind of, you know, taking my time this time. On my first video, I was a little bit rushed because I was just trying to get the video out, but I really thought this one through. And I thought it looked so cool because I was, like I said, one thing turns into another. And instead of trying to explain it to you guys, I thought, all right, well, I'll just try to record this and hopefully it works. And, you know, like I said, you can go as much as you want. You could even take, this is my favorite, scorched timber, of course. And, you know, since this is paper, you could even add a little bit of scorched timber to this. It's, like I said, up to you. You could help this along just a little bit. Like I said, they do sell like glass, actually looks like, or not glass, mirror paper. And I think Tim Holtz had some. I think I have some of his copper. But it's fun to make your own as well. So that's what these are at. And we'll get the transparencies. Look how cool that plexiglass is, you guys. And we'll take off the back of the plexiglass. Look where that's going. Isn't that cool? Like I said, you could even make these as a frame too, little glass frame, and you don't have to fill up the whole area. See how neat that is? All right, so now all I did was just add splatters. So I just did my brush in and then just added those TINTYPE splatters. And then if you want it subtle like here, then leave it. If you want to add a couple more that are full strength, which I'm just going to add a couple, then you would not thin it down. So I'm just going to use a couple there. Yeah. And you can, like on this one, before we cut out, I'll just use an example here. While those dry, you can just maybe use the rest of this over here. Again, thin it down or use full strength. And you can blot into it like I showed you with the other one. You don't have to, but this is just another way. And you can also just, sorry, got rags, dirty rags everywhere. Take a paper towel and help it dry, just leaving those stains. And then you can come back and add some of that if you'd like to. So yeah, you kind of have a different look there as well. So we're gonna just go ahead and show you while that one dries. So this is what we just did today. Isn't that cool? That's with the black and white. And then this one, the sepia. And then let's take off the back. So there's the back. Look how you could even spray the back if you wanted to, and then work on the top of the back. It doesn't matter. Makes it mirror on both sides. So yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool? This just gives you, it eliminates the cardboard, or, this whatever, to kind of make it thicker. It actually looks like a TINTYPE, and you could frame this. You could put it on the top of the cover. You could put this on the back for a shadow box. So many ideas, you guys. So here we go. This is the one we just... Isn't that neat? Look at that. It's so dreamy. This one. So cool, you guys. It's just another way to make these faux TINTYPEs. I think that's all I have to tell you. Here's just my samples. But the butterflies, that's where it came up with this idea. I'm going to stack it. I'm going to put this in the book. And I kind of wanted like a rusty mirror kind of in the book. I think that would look really neat. I'm not sure where I'm going with this little book, but you'll see it as a DT soon. Thank you so much for all my subs. Thank you for all the super kind comments, all the encouragement. I really truly appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Like I said, I have a lot of things going on, and I hope you check the rest of those out. I have some Birkenstocks. I'm so excited. And leather accessories with Michael Gray. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link below as well. That has featured 2 of my prints, Yellowstone Prismatic and Montana Soot. Sorry guys, I had to throw that in there because I'm so excited. This is my second time being invited with Michael, and he is such an amazing person to work with. He is so awesome. So if you want to go check that out, you'll see that. And like I said, stay tuned for some upcoming things. I think I did promise you guys another tutorial on like my book toppers that I put on the top, the lady. I think I still owe you that one. I don't know. It's on my list. We'll try to get to it. But anyways, I'm working off the cuff, guys. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for understanding. I'm using my phone as a camera to film. And yes, you're just so kind, and I really appreciate it. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Bye-bye.